welcome to the Family Review Show!
Today we're interviewing Kindly Keyin. Luke, before we get started, is there anything you want to remind everybody?
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. And don't forget to leave a like.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, and don't forget to leave a like. All right, Luke, so today we have a very special guest. Not only is he one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, but he is Luke and Haley's favorite YouTuber of all time and the inspiration for Luke even wanting to start a YouTube channel. Luke, why don't you introduce our guest today?
Hello, Kindly Keyin.
Hey, I am so flattered to be here. For real. Thank you, guys.
All right, ready, Luke? Go ahead. Why don't you ask the first question?
What made you want to start YouTubing?
I think it boils down to my passion for video production. I always really liked making videos. In fact, when I was growing up, I used to make skateboarding videos. I used to skateboard all the time with my friends. And so we would record videos, and then I would take those videos home, and then I would edit them together. I'd put music to them, and I'd do all kinds of clipping and fun little editing type tricks and things like that. And I always loved doing that. And then, obviously, I loved playing video games. So YouTube took those two things and merged them together, and that was basically what brought me to doing this.
What is your favorite video you ever made?
One that stands out in my mind, and maybe you guys remember this one, it was when I made the box fort in my living room out of boxes.
Oh, Luke's shaking his head. Yes, he knows that one.
Yeah, yeah. So that was probably one of the most notable videos for me, because up until that point, I was always making videos just in front of my computer while playing a video game. That was a very different video than what I normally made. And it was also a ton of work, but it was a ton of fun putting those boxes together, because the boxes were shipped to me, not boxes, you know, they were just flat pieces of cardboard. So you have to fold them together and tape them together. And so I had to do that. I think it was 120 boxes.
Whoa.
It was crazy. It took so long to tape them all together, and then we had to stack them up and all that stuff. But it was a ton of fun. So yeah, that's probably the one that I had the most fun with.
What's your favorite thing about YouTubing?
Oh, that's another good question. I think probably hands down my favorite thing about being able to do this, especially to be able to do it as my job, is that I get to work from home. I get to be with my family. I get to spend more time with them. So I think that's by far the most notable thing about being able to do this. I can spend way more time with my family than I was able to before.
Like, what a cool thing, right? Like, I can remember when I was a kid, like, I used to play tons of video games, and people would be like, what do you want to do when you get older? And I'd say, I wanted to play video games. And, you know, they would laugh, and they'd say, that's not a thing. You can't do that. And look, here you're living proof that that is a thing. Like,
it's honestly, it's unreal. The fact that I can do this as my job, as someone who you know had a regular job for 12 years or 13 years, to be able to like do this, it's truly unreal. I still have to kind of pinch myself.
what was that feeling like when you knew that you could actually quit your job to do this?
Horrifying. Honestly, it was actually a really, really scary thing, because I had built a career.
Right.
You know,
What a time to be alive,
yeah.
huh? Where that's an
What a
actual
time,
event.
yeah.
That's-
Yeah, it's unreal. It's unreal.
What was your favorite video games when you were a little child?
There's a lot. You already know this, but Mega Man is probably one of my favorite series of games, and most notably Mega Man X was probably my favorite game of all time, and I would play it over and over and over and over. And I loved it, and I still play it to this day. Of course, Super Mario Brothers was a part of my life. First game that I played was Super Mario Brothers 3, and I was obsessed with it. I mean, it was such a good game. It still is a great game.
I still put Super Mario Brothers 3 as like my second all-time favorite game. Love that one.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
What was your first video that got a lot of views?
I believe that it was the Hello Neighbor video where I stalked the neighbor and watched his every movement to see if we could see him drink the milk I had put the sleeping pills in. Because that was no one knew that would actually happen. So that was the alpha 2 of Hello Neighbor. So obviously it was still kind of in development. So we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. So you snuck into his bathroom, you grabbed the pills, you dumped them into the milk, and then we waited. It was like one of those National Geographic, animal capture scenes where, I'm like hiding in a bush and I got a camera and I'm just stalking the neighbor, waiting for him to drink the milk. Just drink the milk, neighbor.
He's drinking the milk! He's drinking the milk! Oh, it's happening! Oh my God! Oh, he drank the milk. He's drinking it.
And eventually he did. And so I think that was like the first breakout video. And I remember watching my analytics, and it was like, I was normally getting like maybe 200 to sometimes maybe 1,000 views per video. And I remember that one started getting like 100 views a minute. And I was like, what is happening? What is this? Is YouTube broken? What happened? Someone call the authorities. I don't know. It was very exciting. It was super exciting. Yeah.
How long does each video take you to make?
Oh, that's a great question. It definitely fluctuates. Depends on what kind of video it is. And it depends on what exactly it is that I'm trying to accomplish in the video. Typically, to record and edit a video is probably somewhere between 3 and 4 hours. But there's a lot of time that kind of goes into that behind the scenes that people definitely don't see. And that's the planning. Because a lot of times when you're setting up a video, when you want to record a video, you need to go into it kind of with an idea of what you're going to do. Sometimes I admit, like, I'll go into a game, I'll go into a video not knowing what's going to happen and just kind of letting it happen. But the problem with that is that if nothing does happen, then it's just a boring video. So a lot of times you want to plan ahead of time. And that takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of thought. So when you take everything all together, I mean, it's probably 6 hours per video, I guess.
That's cool, because I think a lot of people don't know that. Like they turn it on, they watch it, and they don't realize all the stuff that goes into actually making it.
It's work.
Cool to hear. Yeah.
It's fun work, but it's work.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Kindly Keyin?
Oh, all right. This is another good question. So, big secret. I'm going to let you guys in on the internet's biggest secret. My name is Keyin. I know, right? So that's my name. Now I'll let you in on another secret. The way that I spell it, Keyin, that's actually not the way that I spell it in real life. When I was in high school, I started spelling it Keyin because no one could pronounce my name correctly based on the real way that it was spelled. They would always mess it up. So I just started spelling it phonetically so that people couldn't mess it up. So I started using that name and that spelling in high school. And then the kindly part, I guess, just kind of happened. I don't know. It's one of those weird things where, like, my friend and I, we were actually kind of talking about the idea of starting a YouTube channel. And so we were tossing around names and we were thinking of names, but we kind of realized that it was going to be really hard for us to make a channel together because our schedules never really worked together. And so I started thinking, if I could do it on my own, what would be a name that I would go with? And obviously Keyin being my name, I kind of wanted that to be in there somewhere. And so the kindly part just it just fit. It just sounded nice. It looked good. And I think it was one of those things where it was like the middle of the night, you know? It's like it just clicks. And you're like, hey, that's great. And I think I the next day I created the channel. I created that Google account and I set up that whole thing. And then it wasn't for another 7 months until I actually made a video on that channel. But that's a whole nother story.
All right, so Luke's got a couple silly ones in here for you.
So one of them is, what is your favorite Minecraft mob?
Oh, my favorite Minecraft mob? Probably the Enderman. I like him.
Yeah, those are one of my faves.
Is that what you would have said?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite song of all time?
Oh. Okay. Can it be a game song?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, like, video game songs are songs that like resonate in my head.
Okay.
Again. They're the songs that like will pop into my head, right? Because you play those games and you play them over and over and over again. So you hear that music. So probably gonna be a weird one, but probably one of the songs that pops up into my head more often than any others makes me happy is it's a song from Yoshi's Island. It's Super Mario Brothers World 2. And I think it's I don't know the name of it, but it's basically the first level.
To me, I would have said Legend of Zelda. That to me,
there you go.
music wise, seems like it stands out above like all other video game music.
Oh, good.
Right, like yeah.
What advice do you have for small YouTubers and people thinking of starting a YouTube channel?
Well, I think that a lot of times, especially, I'll take it from kind of where I started. I had a really hard time just starting. I kept kind of thinking like, you know, it would just be a waste of time. I'm not good at it. You know, it's not gonna do anything, and I'm not gonna be that entertaining. And I kept like kind of like putting myself down, I guess. And it was really hard for me to actually like put something out there. But eventually I got over it. I was kind of like, you know, just do it. So that's probably the best advice that I could give is don't sell yourself short. And recognize that it's going to take time. You're not going to be the greatest YouTuber or be good at it or be super comfortable with it. It takes time. It's a skill, really. It's something you have to develop. It's something that that you get better at as you do more of it. As you put more time into it, you get better at it. So I think that I felt like I set the bar too high for myself right off the bat. Don't do that. Just do it. Just start doing it. And if something happens, great. If nothing happens, you're learning a whole set of skills that are valuable and you're having a ton of fun doing it. So that's the best advice I can give. Have fun doing it and just do it. Nike.
What is something you wish you knew when you first started YouTubing?
It's not going to be necessarily easy right off the bat. You know, there's so many things that go into making a video, like we talked about. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that maybe you're not aware of until you actually start doing it. But you'll get better at it. And I think that's something that I wish well, you know what, actually, I had a friend who was very motivating to me. And my wife too. She was always super supportive of me doing this. and I had friends who were super supportive too. And despite my own reservations, they were like, just go for it. And so I think that it's good to recognize that it's something that you have to develop over time. And once you get comfortable and better at it, then you can kind of focus on what you enjoy doing. You know, you don't have to focus so much on like the technical side of it. You can more focus on just the fun of doing it.
What is something people would be surprised to know about you?
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm such a boring guy. I think maybe that's what's most surprising about me. You know, like I do this, and it's amazing that I can reach so many people doing this, but I'm still just like a normal dude, just, you know, like making videos in a shed. I mean, I used to make it in the room next to my bedroom, but now I'm in a shed. Okay, this is stupid, but my tongue is tied. You can kind of hit, but I can't stick out my tongue.
Oh.
That's
Wow.
all you get.
There you go. Family Review Show exclusive. Luke with his hard-hitting investigative journalism.
I love it.
Is there anything else you want the fans to know?
I probably don't say it enough, but you know, what I do would be absolutely impossible without all the support of people, fans, people like you guys. Like I said, I'm just a goofy, boring dude who likes playing video games and talking about them in front of a camera. And for whatever reason, people like hearing me talk about video games while I play them. And it's incredibly humbling, and it's overwhelming a lot of times too. I guess if I can say it again, and I know I don't say it enough, but just thank you to all the fans, to you guys. Thank you for supporting me and allowing me to do this as a job and as a passion. It's truly remarkable, and it's unbelievable. So thank you.
I got one more question for you, because I'm curious. So
Yeah.
since we started, talking a couple months ago, and when I looked at your subscriber, you're now over 1 million subscribers, like 1.2 million.
I know.
Like, what was that feeling when you hit that 1 million subscriber threshold? I mean, you have more subscribers than some states have population. Like, how crazy is that for you?
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest with you. It doesn't even seem real. I remember when I hit when I hit 100 subscribers, that was a big deal, because when you hit 100 subscribers, you get YouTube allows you to have a custom URL, right?
Right.
So before that, you're kind of stuck with like this weird like string of letters and characters. So I was like really excited when I hit 100 and I was able to get that Kindly Keyin, channel tag on the URL. And that was such a huge thing. And to think that I've done that 100,000 times since, or what would it be? What's the math there? I don't know. Math is hard, but a lot. It's unreal. Like, seriously. And I know I keep saying the same thing, but the fact that many people can watch my videos that I make in my house, like I never even had to go outside. That's insane. That is just absolutely mind-blowing that content can get to so many people around the entire world. Not to mention, looking at those figures and looking at the numbers, it makes you feel real small because there are so many people. Like, it's crazy. There are so many people on this planet. It really opens your eyes to how many people there are. It's crazy.
So, Luke, what do you want to say to Kindly Keyin for coming on and letting you ask him all those questions?
Thank you.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate you guys asking me to do this. I think it was a lot of fun. It's things where I would feel weird asking myself those questions. So I'm glad that you guys were able to ask me those questions so that I could kind of share those things with other people.
And guys, if you have not yet subscribed to Kindly Keyin, if you're somehow out like living under a rock and have not yet subscribed to this guy, go make sure you do it right now. His link is in the description. Don't wait. Do it right this second. Go to Kindly Keyin. You will not be sorry. It'll change your life.
It's just magical.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Kindly Keyin. Make sure you give this a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Do it now. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.